jumped over the lazy dog. Unique New York.
This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
You know, it'd probably help if I turned everything to the right microphones. I think that's right. All right, good. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Internet world, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Tuesday? It's the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. Hope you and yours are doing well. Getting into the month of February, second show of the month. We're excited about being live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. Call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. We're live on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, BamaCentral Facebook page. You're listening to us on Apple Podcast, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. The program is proudly presented by Purple Turtle Roofing. You can call Purple Turtle Roofing today for all of your roofing needs at 877-787-6635. They'll come out, give you a free roof inspection. We're about to hear how the business has been booming for Purple Turtle Roofing with our friend Brax Garrison. So make sure when you call 877-787-6635, ask for Brax Garrison. He and his teammates will come out, check out your roof for free. Make sure that you have the peace of mind that you deserve in your home. We're going to have a lot of fun today with Theo Fernandez. Follow him at Theo Fernandez _ on the Twitter machine. Writing baseball, writing all things for Alabama Crimson Tide on SI. You can find him right there as we get into the baseball season coming up soon. But what we're going to do today with Brax is do a little transfer portal games. Well, about a week ago, Theo and I did our top five our favorite transferees coming into Tuscaloosa. We're going to hear about what Brax thinks about the transfer portal class here in just a little bit, who he's excited about, who he thinks will be impactful in 2026. But we're going to spin the block a little bit, Theo. We're going to talk about the players that Alabama lost just a little bit. The 5 players that you think will be most impactful at their new schools. Who will have the Crimson Tide fan base complaining online when they are producing at a new school? We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Gus Malzahn. Wish him a happy retirement. He is out of college football for now. He's out of college football, terrorizing the Crimson Tide fan base for many, many years. Obviously, I saw that Auburn hasn't had a winning season without Gus Malzahn since 2007, I think is what I saw online. So obviously, all the Auburn faithful, maybe you're sending him off well, wishing him well, sending him flowers. We'll talk about Gus Malzahn, and we'll spin that into a conversation on coordinators, because Alabama's going to be playing 4 new offensive coordinators all in the month of September. I personally feel like that kind of junked up Alabama's game plan against Florida State last year. So now we'll see if they can do it 4 times in a row in 2026. And if there's any more time after that, we will talk about Matt Miller's mock draft. Matt Miller mocking Ty Simpson to a second-round pick to the New York Jets. So we'll see if he can continue the Alabama to New York Jets pipeline for the quarterbacks. That'll be the 4th. Richard Todd was as well. You had Joe Namath, Richard Todd, you had Greg McElroy, and then if Ty Simpson is, then Ty Simpson it is. You can find us all on the BamaCentral YouTube channel. Leave us a comment, a question, query, or complaint. We took a voicemail yesterday from Robert from Brookwood. You can call the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. If you want to be a part of the show, we'll take your comments on the YouTube channel. We got a couple comments yesterday, Theo, from our YouTube channel talking about the defense, Alabama's paint defense. Let's see, thanks for everything was on the comment section yesterday, talking about Alabama's interior defense for the basketball team, how atrocious it is. So we appreciate everybody who comments on their favorite platforms. With all that out of the way, good morning, Brax. How you doing, man? Great to see you. I know you've been busy.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. It's been a chaotic last few months coming into the new year, but glad to be here and happy to talk some ball, man. Miss you guys.
Absolutely. I miss you too. Tell us about your month of January. Obviously, got it kicked off with a bang. We were with you first 2 weeks or so in January. Miss you the last couple because been busy. Where you been? Yeah. What part of town? What part of the state? What big project, small project, medium project have you been working on?
Been pretty much everywhere. Going down south towards Enterprise and Foley. Been in that area a little bit. I've been trying to circle back here and get some business stirred up, and it's starting to pick up. I think people are realizing that March, April, and May are the worst times of the year for storms and storm related damages. So we're kind of rolling into that and getting prepared for it.
That's amazing. All the way down to Enterprise. So anywhere you are in the state of Alabama, you can call Purple Turtle Roofing. They've gotten a lot of awards in West Alabama, in Tuscaloosa, as being the best local roofer that you can call. So call them at 877-787-6635. Brax will come get up on your roof. He'll use all his technology, test your shingles, make sure your metal roofs are screwed in correctly, no rust, no wear and tear, because, yeah, you just said it. The spring is coming. Oh, my gosh. Spring is coming. Torrential rains and tornado season, high winds. You want to make sure that your home is your safe space by calling Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. Let me click you back in there, Theo. I missed you just a little bit. Theo, how we doing, man?
Doing good. Good Monday. Good start to the week. And, I'm thankfully have not had any roof problems this winter, but I'll tell you, up in New York, where I'm from, there's those roofs. They're so important, man. You get that snow and
that's a different world up there for sure.
You guys have not even sure what it's like. Without snow.
Yeah, it's a little bit different down here. Especially when you get up north and you have bad start, especially like the snow, sleet, a lot of hail, and we get that here. Just it's not as impactful a lot of times, but when we do get it, it's normally some serious stuff.
Brax, what'd you make of the ice in Nashville last week? Obviously, not you just said it. We didn't deal with it down here. Yeah. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Lord, for letting it pass us. I had my girlfriend lives in Nashville. She came to spend the week here because no power up there. Yeah. Just how weather's a nasty thing.
Right. So my aunt Angela lives in Nashville, and she was trapped without power for like 4 or 5 days. She couldn't leave her house because the roads were so iced and there was so much snow that she couldn't get out. And we actually were going to go up there a couple of days ago just to get her out and get her some power and get her somewhere. But finally, Nashville's electrical came out and fixed her up and kind of snow plowed the snow out and got her out. So it was I heard all about it. Trust me.
Not a good situation up there. So make sure you call Purple Turtle Roofing, because you never know what kind of weather we're going to get, and weather it's always on the horizon. So you want to make sure that your roof is in tip-top shape by calling Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. And even if your roof is in good shape, they'll come give you the peace of mind by saying, yeah, you're good for a little bit. It's all just because you call them doesn't mean you're buying anything. It just gives you the peace of mind that you deserve and the information that you need to make good decisions. We want to say shout out to Keith Connell. Appreciate you checking us out on the YouTube channel. Roll Tide from the land of entrapment, sunny New Mexico. He's still hanging out there with all the Breaking Bad characters. Hope that everything is going well in New Mexico. We appreciate you checking out the show. Let's go right into a topic here with Brax. Brax, last week we talked about our 5 favorite transfer portal players, and we talked about that at length. Let's see if I can pull up what I wrote, because I did write something about that. We talked, because obviously people have all kinds of opinions. Oh, you missed on this guy, you missed on that guy. I'm so excited about this player or that player. I mostly was excited about offensive and defensive linemen, but there's a lot of skill position players as well that are out there that could make a big impact. That's what I want right there. That could make a big impact for the Crimson Tide. I'll just go through mine really quickly if those of you who missed the episode. And of course, you can find it on all the podcast platforms. But I'll go 5 to 1 real quick, and then I want to open it up for you. And there's like 20, 25 players. I think it's at 20 now. Additions with Khalifa Keith, the running back from Parker High School, coming in from App State. But I said number 5, Noah Rogers, wide receiver. I said number 4, offensive lineman Ethan Fields from Ole Miss, probably going to come in and play guard or challenge for the guard spot. I picked number 3, Javen James, probably challenging for one of the tackle spots, transferring in from Mississippi State. I picked number 2, center Racem Delgatti, the kid from Cal Poly, who's played a bunch of center out there. And number 1, I picked Terrence Green, the defensive lineman from Oregon, who might come in and replace Tim Keenan. But there's a lot of options here. There's a huge list. You can find it right there on BamaCentral.com. We've got the transfer portal tracker, Javen James, Desmond Umeazulu. You got Terrence Green, I just said. Nick Brooks, offensive lineman from Texas, is probably an option. Caleb Smith. Oh, let's correct something. I said Caleb Wilson yesterday, Theo. It's Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith came in from Washington by way of Parker High School. Noah Rogers, of course, Lorcan Quinn, kicker. So lots of options to go to. What did you make now that the transfer portal has sort of settled a little bit? Still, guys here and there, but mostly settled, of the way the Alabama coaching staff did and approached and what they accomplished in the transfer portal?
I think that the biggest thing for me as just a spectator was the depth on the defensive line, and also just offensive. Like we've talked about it several times, was just like the grittiness of the offensive line. I think they needed to go get guys that had a bit of a mean streak in them. And I think the problem with the transfer portal, and one of the many problems, but is if you get into bidding warfares with other colleges, like what kind of guy are you getting? Because you don't want to be come in at the highest. It's like if you're a contractor, you don't want to come in at the highest, or you don't want to come in at the lowest. But if you come in at the highest, you don't know what kind of guy you're getting. How are you going to be? Is he coachable? Is he going to want to be coached? But I mean, I think that the staff did a really good job of picking up some interior guys. I mean, with Isaiah Horton leaving, it's a big body receiver that was a key piece in last year's offense. I think that Noah Rogers was a good, 6'2", 200 pounds, kind of big body guy that can go up and make plays. And I think that was big. But I think I'm from Michigan, Strayhorn. I think that was probably one of my favorite, because I think we were kind of lacking in that category. And again, I'm all about a mean streak and offensive lineman, someone with a little bit of something to him. Like we said, I don't really like the perfume and cologne, line, whatever that is. You need to be rid of that. Let's make offensive lineman mean again. That'd be fun.
We need offensive linemen who want Traeger grill sponsorships and steak sponsorship,
and John Deere tractors and zero-turn lawnmowers, and like something that chop wood for fun. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want a guy that's
No, you're right. I mean, you're right there on it, and I think Caden Proctor is going to maybe feel some of this in a couple of months when the NFL draft hits, and he's not one of the first 3 or 4 offensive linemen off the board.
And I wish the guy the best.
Sure.
I mean, for sure. And I think he's an incredible talent. You can't teach size, and he's quick, but I just think that, you can kind of tell a player by like how much quit they have in them by watching them throughout a game. And, like Tyler Booker last year, before last, you could tell that he really enjoyed football, and he was a guy that enjoyed playing, and he had some grit to him. Didn't see that in Caden Proctor. I think we got caught up in the putting him out in the slot and throwing the ball to him instead of him, being able to pass set and run downhill and run block and, the things that he's getting paid millions of dollars to do. So I wish him the best in the NFL, but I hope he surprises me.
I hope he does too, and I'm with you. I wish that experiment had died in Athens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was a sick play. Yeah. You just got 8 yards. You almost scored, and you caught the defense off guard, but we ain't never doing that the rest of the year.
No, I mean, because one, like it
was sick.
Yeah, it's cool, but then you run the risk of these guys are offensive linemen for a reason. Like they're great, they're athletic, but in tight space. If you put a guy out wide, he's got knee braces on that that are holding his everything intact. So you put him out there and he gets one low shot. Well, now you don't have a starting left tackle, which hindsight 2020 may have not been a bad idea if knowing how he played and how our offensive line played. We could have tried everybody, but I don't know. Again, like I wish the guy the best, but we'll see.
Who are some of your favorite mean streak Alabama offensive linemen in the last decade and a half?
Dickerson, was definitely the guy. He was just, again, we talk about. When he got his extension plan, he went and bought a $30,000 lawnmower. Like a guy like that, like that's who I want. I want that dude that in his meantime, like in his off time, he's cutting the grass, he's chopping wood, he's just and you don't even have to do that. Just somebody that, like I told you last time, I want a guy that's like in elementary school and in middle schools, he's an alternative school. They're sending this because they don't want him around the general public. You got to have a guy like that with a little bit of something to him, that instead of these prima donnas, like you see all the time, these players, they dress up and they post on Instagram, they do all these things, and like I'm just tired of seeing that. Like it just, like, go play football. You're a football player. You're not a fashion icon. Like it just drives me crazy. I can go on and on about it for hours.
So you do not want your offensive linemen, or even owning a set of cologne.
No. I want them to like just straight BO sweat. That's what I'm talking about. Like I want the guys to just be, you just cavemen. That's what kind of offensive lineman I want.
When I was in middle school, obviously I paid attention to our high school football team. We had an offensive lineman who showered once a week
And he was
on
probably,
Saturdays.
He was probably a beast too.
Saturdays after the Friday night game, or maybe it was Friday night after the
Right.
game. It's I'm going all week long so that the defense. We asked
They
him
can smell
so the
him, yeah.
defensive lineman doesn't want to touch me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that
I don't think he had a girlfriend in high school.
No, he probably didn't have any friends either. But
Pretty good high school wrestler as well is what he
Yeah.
was. What I remember from him.
yeah, that's,
Have you seen Racing Delgatti, the center from Cal Poly, yet?
Yes.
He
Yes.
looks like he's got that dirty, that mean streak in him. Like,
Yeah.
I like playing football, and I haven't heard the whistle yet.
Right. Kind of like an under recruited guy goes somewhere. And I feel like Cal Poly produces a lot of guys like that. They come out and make a big impact. But yeah, I think he was a great pickup. And again, I think that this new generation of football players in general has kind of turned a shift and went a different direction than it was 10, 15 years ago. But I think that you have few and few. You have guys that still really enjoy the game and love playing and have a little bit of something about them, that care about winning, care about building a program. So we'll see.
We'll see indeed. Are you in the camp? Like, how do you feel? We haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. But how do you feel, or what was your thoughts about Alabama missing on some of these guys that were really high profile? Obviously, Jordan Seaton comes to mind, offensive lineman. You had Cam Coleman come to campus for a visit, and he's out at Texas now. Hollywood Smothers flips from Alabama to Texas. So there were some misses. What were your thoughts on, you missed X or Y or Z player?
Well, I think again, if the players that you're going after, these high profile guys are slipping through the cracks, or they're signing with these big name colleges that are offering them unbelievable money. Like, you don't want to get in a bidding warfare with that, because one, that's all they're looking. You can obviously know that that's all they're looking for. That maybe that winning is part of it, because if you're going to Texas, you're going to have a good chance to win, but they're looking for money. That's their main goal of where they're wanting to go. It's money related. So I don't think that you're missing out on a lot, because that's going to cause a lot of problems. As soon as that guy like Cam Coleman, if he came to Alabama, he goes 2 or 3 games with 1 or 2 catches, you're going to have problems the kid's going to sit out. He's not going to be playing well. So I don't think that's a big miss, and I don't think we ever had an opportunity of getting Cam Coleman in the first place. I think that he came down here because he wanted to hang out with his buddies, want to come hang out with his guys from high school, and it was a free trip. And, I think that's the only reason. And then Smothers, that one sucked. That was heartbreaking because the way he did it, got already enrolled in classes.
Right.
And was on campus and then got offered more money and took off to Texas. But no, I don't think it's a big a miss as everybody thinks it is. I think that you kind of weed out the bad. And, if you want to kill the weeds in your grass, you don't kill them all at one time. You do one at a time. So, or you kill the whole grass. So I think that's the best way to go about it. And I wouldn't be too worried about it.
There we go. Well, excited for spring practice?
Yeah.
I think the team, how do you view the team right now? Does the roster look like, you can do something with this roster? You can make a run with this roster.
I haven't been able to tell with an Alabama roster the last few years, just because there's been so many
newness.
Yeah, that, and it's just like there's an inconsistency somewhere all the time.
Right.
There's just somewhere, like with Milroe, there was an inconsistency at quarterback, and then you have Ty, and Ty Plate was a little bit more, for at least the first half of the year, was a little bit more consistent, but he had his, which again, a lot played into that. But and just in total, they're so inconsistent. So I don't know. I would have to watch a little bit of spring practice and see what they look like for me to be able to tell.
Sure.
I want to see how the defense flies the ball. I want to see, Kane Womack coming in this year, how he gets those guys flying around. I would like to see, again, the offensive line, their pass sets. Are they, are the guys smart? Like, are they able to pick up quick and be able to learn the playbook? And I don't know. I'm always hopeful every year. So, and it's Alabama. And at the end of the day, we're as Alabama fans and Alabama supporters, we have this bad, Alabama sensation where we think that every year's the year. And but I've still got that in me. I still think that's always on the table. But it's definitely different now, for sure. It's not the same as it was.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, every year is changing. College football is changing in many, many ways. Theo, why don't you lead us down this path here? Because last week we did do 5 favorite transfer portal players in, and Brax is excited about Caden Strayhorn. I think that's a good pick. Why don't you lead us in the couple of players? It doesn't have to be 5, but the couple of players that you think are going to send the Alabama fan base in a frenzy because they produce somewhere else. You've probably got the outgoing transfers pulled up on your list right there. So who do you think Alabama fans are going to miss the most?
Well, I think the number one will be Keon Keeley, just because, look, I mean, we've seen a preview of the production that he can bring, right? And you're lying to yourself if you're saying that you don't think this guy is going to go out and have a big season next year for Notre Dame. Like,
7 sacks?
I think the feeling's higher. Like, I think we could see double digits. And even if we don't quite see that, I mean, this is a guy who will be producing at a very high level for a team that will be in the college football playoff, right? You know, it's going to be one that hurts. And then I guess the other one would be the Ohio State guys for the same reason, right? That's a team that will be playing really, really good football. You already got a QB who, you know, will be compared to Keelan Russell or Austin Mack no matter what throughout the season.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to see those comparisons between Sayin and whoever leads the Tide. And then having 2 guys in Rousseau and Smith who they are Bama guys, right? They are from this state. They were supposed to be guys who spent their whole careers in Crimson. So those are ones that are just going to hurt a lot to see them produce. And there's been a lot of takes about, oh, how good are these guys? Were they really game changers? The fact of the matter is they were productive players. They did good things on the field for Alabama, and they are very much set up to succeed for the Crimson Tide. So, you know, I'll come back at the end. I guess I don't want to take up all the players right now because I have a couple more, but I'll let you guys get some out of the way now. But those are the 3 that jump out at me. I guess you could throw Cam Calhoun in there, just, you know, if you're lumping in different.
He's at Ohio State as well.
Ohio State too. Not quite the Bama time, but another guy who could produce at that same school. I need to see Ohio State with 3 really key defensive players from Bama.
Well, Brax, what you thinking here? Who's going to make the Alabama fan base go nuts because they're producing somewhere else? So let's just go through. Jordan Renaud went to Ole Miss. Hollywood Smothers, I guess, technically is an Alabama player who's flipped away at Texas. Isaiah Horton, Texas A&M. You got Kelby Collins at South Carolina. He just hit James Smith and Quay Rousseau at Ohio State, as with Cam Calhoun, Keon Keeley at Notre Dame, Wilkin Formby at Texas A&M, along with Isaiah Horton. Cole Adams went to Vanderbilt with Micah DeBose. Noah Carter, Joe Ionata, and Jalen Mbakwe all went to Georgia Tech together. Olasa Lennon went to Kentucky. Jalen Hale went to SMU. Richard Young to Colorado. So a lot of guys that are out there. Arian Hampton went to Oregon State with Jamarcus Shepard. Excuse me, I was looking for that name, Jamarcus Shepard, in my head. So a lot of guys have left and gone to, you know, high major schools. Who do you think is going to be driving the fan base crazy on social media? We should have kept this guy.
Yeah. I think the one that'll suck the most is obviously the in-conference guys. So you have like Isaiah Horton and Formby that go into A&M.
Yeah.
I think as soon as they see Isaiah Horton catch a touchdown or anything, it's gonna be upsetting. But the Ohio State hurts. Quay Rousseau and James Smith. I mean, that does hurt because that's a team that, obviously, with the Caleb Downs situation, they took Caleb Downs and Julian Sayin and just some really big name guys that you look at it now that would have been an incredible impact the last few years. But that definitely hurts. But again, back to the point, those guys left for a reason, and they were obviously chasing something other than, you know, building something. Maybe they weren't. You know, after last year, I don't know where my feet would be with how the team played. So I can't fault them because we have this thing, these coaches. This is my problem. Another thing with the transfer portal is these coaches complain about players leaving and going and taking more money. Yet those same coaches, as soon as a bigger name team offers them $10 million or $12 million, they're the first one out the door. With taking their family, they take everything. They'll leave before the sun comes up. So I look at it like, yeah, I do understand. I think there should be clauses in it to where you can't. The only way you can leave is if the coach that recruited you gets fired or leaves, or if another team wants you, they have to buy out what you're getting paid, or make it like the NFL. But I think there's with the scholarships and everything, there's stipulations to that they can't do it. But I mean, I think it needs to become more like pro ball, because right now it is just pro ball that's unregulated. That's all it is.
I think you'll get there eventually as far as the last piece, because you're seeing it in some of these schools. Darian Mensah, Miami had to pay his Duke buyout. The Washington kid didn't leave Washington because the new school would have to pay his buyout, and he didn't want to jump through those hoops. I think you will see that become a more normal thing. I think Braden Sorsby went to Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech paid Cincinnati the rest of his contract that he had at Cincinnati. I think that will become more common in college football, and I think that will help this sport.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm with you guys. The Ohio State guys are going to hurt just because you're going to see these guys that are playing for major programs. The Keon Keeley at Notre Dame, you're going to see him every dadgum week on NBC. Every week. Obviously, most of you guys are going to be watching ABC and ESPN for the SEC games and the Alabama games, but you've got national TV right there. He's going to have huge exposure. So even if he just has 3 sacks, even if it's just 3 sacks, it's going to be highlight former Alabama defensive end Keon Keeley with a sack against XYZ quarterback. They forced a punt. And you're going to be like, dang it, we needed that sack this past week, because everybody's going to, no matter how much pressure the defensive line gets, everybody wants more, which is normal. I think that's fine. You want pressure. You want to be able to get pressure with 4 every single time, with every single down, with every single player. And it's just one of those hunger things for the fan. I wish we'd get more pressure. I wish Billy Smith could get more pressure. Why aren't we playing Charlie Smith? That kind of thing. And so as soon as Keon Keeley gets a sack, I think that's going to, we should have kept him. We should have paid him the bag. The Ohio State guys as well, they're going to be on big boy TV. I don't know how impactful they're going to be, because, Theo, James Smith was just such a flash. Like when the lightning bolt was flashing, it was, he can be a dominant player, but it was just so few and far between for me that I don't know that we're going to see too much from him. And Quay, I think Quay lost his spot as far as Yanzi Pierre, and I don't know that he's truly an inside linebacker. And so I'm not sure. It is going to be a loss, and as soon as he does something, you're going to see we should have kept him. But did he really have a spot on the team, like a carved out role on this 2026 defense?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one because, first of all, I'm of the belief that him losing the spot has more to do with Yanzi Pierre being a very, very good football player than Rousseau not necessarily being good enough. But I also do believe that, I don't know, I think Rousseau is a solid player out there. And I do just think that when you lose a guy from your own backyard and he goes to another major program that you are competing against at the top of the college football world.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what his role on the team would have been. That's going to hurt. And I am not going to sit here and break down Ohio State's outside linebacker room, frankly, because I don't know it all that well. But whatever he does on the field, he will produce. He will do something. It is going to hurt the Alabama fan base, I believe. And that's the same, just sticking with this, same reason that if Wilkin Formby walks in and plays a clean game in Bryant-Denny, people, and Alabama has, some of these guys that are playing guard right now, or even one of the tackles has, struggled to adjust, had a slow start to the season. We are going to have that conversation. There's going to be so much discourse about, man, did Alabama push Wilkin Formby out? Why did we do this? Because Wilkin will be here in, I believe it is that last game in September when A&M comes. That's one that the conversation will happen. I guarantee it.
Now, I don't mean to be snarky because I enjoy Taco Casa, but should we have a citywide ban on Taco Casa that weekend? Just that weekend. Yes. Just that weekend, because we like them. But just like that weekend.
No, I completely agree. I think that the fan base has to kind of rally together and make that happen. And that's hilarious.
I was told, now, I don't think Alabama pushed Wilkin Formby out. I was told $4 million for Wilkin Formby. So of course he's going to go take that.
Is he going? Do you think he's going to play tackle or guard at A&M?
At $4 million, you're playing tackle, right?
Yeah.
I think that they want him to play tackle.
I just don't like.
I think he wants to play tackle. I personally
think you look bad at guard.
No, I don't think he look bad. I personally don't know if he's going to actually be a starter for them. Is my
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just a gut feeling. That's just a gut feel. But I do think that they offer, hey, you want to come win the tackle job?
Yeah. Here's $4 million.
I didn't know.
That's what you're competing with. That's what you're competing with now.
We're never going, and we're not going to be able to. I just don't. That's old money. You're not competing. Good luck.
That's why you go get a D2 center racing Nogati, and you say nobody's looking at you, but we're looking at you.
We're looking at you.
Oh, good.
What was the guy that, at the senior bowl a couple years ago? The D3 guy that came in, plays for the Packers now.
Oh, we don't talk about the terrorists on the show. I'm just kidding. Let's see.
I can't remember his name. He was a D3, and he got the reason why he was in the Senior Bowl was because Landon Dickerson tore his ACL.
Offensive lineman.
Yes. Yeah. He's a guard.
Aaron Banks, Sean Ryan. Those are the two starting guards. Elton Jenkins was a second-round pick, was a Mississippi State guy. Zach Tom, fourth-round pick. You got Jacob Monk, Anthony Belton.
It's gonna bother me if I can't. I watched
Donovan Jenkins.
What's his name, man? Pretty sure he's on the Packers.
Either way, he's a loser. That's all right. You do that research. You'll look it up, and we'll keep moving.
Well, just back to the point. It's like you find guys like that. He was a big deal. I mean, it was when Landon Dickerson hurt his knee. He came in and then he made waves. He came in and he was a D3 guy, and then I think he, I don't know what he got drafted. I think maybe third round.
Rasheed Walker,
he's
offensive tackle. Rasheed Walker, seventh round pick in 2022.
Quinn, he's from Wisconsin Whitewater.
Okay,
well, that's a D3 powerhouse right there.
Yeah.
Quinn Manners?
Quinn Manners, yeah.
Well, there we go.
$80 million contract for the Broncos. Okay.
Broncos, excuse me. I don't know why I said Packers.
So we like him then. He's fine. He's a good guy.
I don't know why I said Packers. Broncos. He looks like a Packer guy. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the guy. Like that dude he played at a D3 and he gets a shot at the Senior Bowl and turns out to be an $80 million offensive lineman. I mean, there's guys out there like that.
Plenty of guys out there.
And you know who finds them? Kirk Signetti.
Yeah. He's he is great at talent identification. That is
Nick Saban found him. Nick Saban would find him too. I mean, he was it's hard to identify that too because you're taking a big risk. But also you don't want to go and recruit. Like I've always said, the big 5-star guys, they're 5 stars for a reason. But the people that are given these 5-star rankings are not
seeing everybody.
Yeah, that, and they don't like what are they looking at? Why is he a 5-star? Is it because he's got 400,000 followers on Instagram, or is it because he's legitimately a 5-star? Like George Pickens when he was at Hoover, that's one of the in my experience of watching football, it's one of the only 5 stars I've seen where I'm like, that dude deserves every star that he has because he is an animal.
He was incredible.
Yeah,
both at Hoover and at Georgia.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh and Dallas, and now he's going to be.
Where's that guy to Georgia?
Well,
these in-state guys, dude.
Well, I think George Pickens had some personal problems and was not recruited. It was I heard he was getting in fights with people he shouldn't be getting in fights with.
That's without a doubt.
Yeah, so I think that I'm pretty sure that Auburn pulled a scholarship offer from him too, and it was a Georgia by default since they were still recruiting him. Hey man, we'll look past your fights, just don't fight here. But George Pickens was incredibly talented, and I do agree with you that the recruiting, if you just are going off like 247 and Rivals, y'all do a great job, but if you're just going off what they say, you're missing 80% of the class.
Yeah, and again, like they evaluate talent for a reason, and they do. A lot of these guys are correct. It's just that there's so many other facets to the game that you have to evaluate besides just on-field play that makes somebody a 5-star. You know, and so I don't know.
Theo, what's your drop dead time today? It's at 32.
I've got another 15, 20 here.
Just check it. Just want to
I'm
just
in
kind
good
of want to
shape.
gauge these other two topics and see if we can move on and see what we're going to. We want to move on and talk about Gus Malzahn's retirement. But before we do that, we want to readdress our friend Brax Garrison because he's here visiting us from Purple Turtle Roofing. You can call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. They'll come out, give you a free roof inspection today. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbor and your advocate when it comes to protecting your home or business. With years of hands-on experience, top-tier certification, and a commitment to excellence, we've built a reputation as Alabama's go-to roofing solution. We specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacements, insurance claim support, and more. You can call them today at 877-PT-ROOF-5. That's 877-787-6635 today. They'll come out, inspect your roof, make sure you're good to go. It doesn't matter if you've got a shingle roof or a metal roof, though. It doesn't matter. They'll come out and make sure that your roof is good to go to protect your home. So, Brax, I just want to ask you, what's the let's say hypothetically, because I don't want to put anybody's business out there. Hypothetically, I don't call Purple Turtle Roofing for a while. My roof's got cracks in it. My roof's got holes in it. My roof's got damage in it. And then a storm comes.
Yeah.
What's the worst damage that you've walked into a home and they're like, dang, y'all should have called us 3 weeks ago?
I mean, I've seen people's house flood, like rot out the hardwood floor, or not hardwood floor, but any flooring, any cabinetry. And, because they've had severe damage and they've kind of just overlooked it. And then you get a big thunderstorm and some heavy rain, and, it's a big deal, and it's a headache. But I've seen some stuff, a lot of interior damage in the attic, obviously spots on the ceiling. And so, yeah, I mean, if you have problems, it's like, and I think a common thing with us roofers is a lot of homeowners think we're trying to sell them something off the bat, and it's really not that. My goal is to get on your roof, document everything I see, and then make you aware of it, and then give you the option of what I would suggest. But ultimately, it's your decision what you want to do. I mean, I'm just going to give you a suggestion what I would do. And not every roof we get on, we're not trying to replace every roof, and we're not trying to do that. We only replace roofs that absolutely need to be replaced. So that's not. And I think that's the roofing world. We get a bad rep because, there are, and I'm not saying anybody here, but just in the United States, there are some ones that are trying to replace every roof, no matter what they look like.
So call Purple Turtle Roofing today before you have problems. You call them after you have problems too, but the best way to get ahead of it is to call them right now today at 877-787-6635. You live in West Alabama. You live in the state of Alabama. You know spring is coming, and you know it's going to be a little bit nasty. It just always is. And look, we live in a beautiful state, but spring storm season is serious. So you want to make sure you're ahead of it by calling 877-787-6635. They'll come out, let you know, yeah, your roof's good for this spring. We'll just see you when we see you. Or, hey, you got a cracked shingle, you got a problem in your roof right here. Your screws aren't right in your metal roof. We can take care of it by calling 877-787-6635. What's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite, you can do any, the roof needs are aside, Brax's desires. What's your favorite thing to do up on a roof? Just stand there and scream, I'm on top of the world. You're up on a roof. What do you like to do?
My favorite thing is getting down. That's and I always, when I'm going to an inspection, it's really I'm really looking forward to it. I get excited until I have to get on the roof, and then I realize that this is not. It's fun. It gives you a little bit of adrenaline rush, or a lot of adrenaline rush. But it's kind of like you get off a plane, you kiss the ground because you're thankful to be down. It's kind of like one of those things. You get up on. You have a 25-foot extension ladder set out, and you get up there, and it's slick, and it's really steep, and then you get down. There's been times where I've been like, I don't know if I'm getting down from here, and this is going to be rough. But yeah, you get down, and you're thankful to be there. So I would say my favorite part about doing it, I love the inspections, but getting down from the inspection safe and uninjured, it's definitely my favorite thing for sure.
Who's calling you? It's okay. Somebody's calling Theo. So a girlfriend, mother, father, or another job is calling Theo to offer him a job. So he's getting out of here. He's going to take that phone call. Let's transition.
That's Steve Sarkeesian. He's taking everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Sark's coming. He's saying, hey, are you in the portal? We want to find out if you are in the portal or not. I want to move us into the next football topic right here, Brax, as we're hanging out with Brax Garrison of Purple Turtle Roofing. Look, you guys might have seen Brax Garrison play quarterback at County High, play quarterback at Gordo, really, really successful high school quarterback in the area. Let's scroll down. Where was it with Gus Malzahn's retirement? First off, your thoughts on Malzahn leaving Florida State, specifically to that, and Alabama not having to play a Gus Malzahn offense this coming fall.
Right. So it was after a year, 1 year at Florida State, one and done.
1 year.
I mean, obviously the experience with that guy is he's gave Alabama a lot of trouble everywhere he's been. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing for us going into week 1. But it's really shocking. I didn't think Gus would be done with it. I didn't think that this would be. I thought he had a lot of coaching left in him. But facing a new offensive coordinator, you go into the season in week 1, and you're not really able to. It's in any situation when you go into week 1. You don't have any film on them and like what they're going to do, unless they're going to mimic what they did the year before. It's just going to kind of be a byproduct of what Florida State had going on last year. You never know. That's tough because you're going in completely clueless. You know, you have to have base packages on what you're going to run and kind of adjust on the fly, and that's hard to do. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, so you're opening up this year. Thankfully, you're going to have a little bit of time to look at Florida State's offense, but you're opening up with East Carolina. You've got 4 new offensive coordinators on your first 4 games of the year. Yeah. You're going East Carolina. They're bringing in Jordan Davis from North Texas, and North Texas was extremely successful this past season.
Coach Sloan, that's a great pickup.
Yes, I mean all these are going to be complicated. Kendall Briles from TCU over to South Carolina, and then Florida State is promoting Tim Harris from wide receiver, pass game coordinator to offensive coordinator. They're going to try to make this a seamless transition and keep a lot of the terminology the same as they are making a late transition. Theo, girlfriend, mother, job, all good?
Sorry, just personal call I had to take.
It's okay. The question is, are they all good? Are you all good?
Yes, everything is good.
No details, just everything good.
Yeah, we're in great shape.
For Sarkeesian gave him the call.
So, dude, are you in the transfer portal?
You know,
is it another show calling you?
Joe, it's not about the NIL. It's just this other job cares more about winning. So I think I'm going to leave and go take their
No! We care about winning here.
Let's see.
We're trying to win a championship.
Trying to win a championship.
What would be the podcast YouTube show equivalent of a championship?
I don't know if there is,
Think about it over the next 24 hours.
That's a good
because we need to set a goal for the next year.
There needs to be a standard
for the next 11 months. Right. Exactly. We're talking about Gus Malzahn getting retiring. I almost said getting fired. Retiring. Theo, I had a friend who follows Florida State, and he said, he didn't get they didn't fire Mike Norvell. He was trying to get that Mike Norvell job, and therefore he's retiring. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I don't know if there's any truth at all to that, but that was just his comment. He's a Florida State fan, longtime Florida State fan. Said that he was trying to snake Mike Norvell for that head coaching job.
I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised if you want to let me back in video wise. I'd love to.
Oh no, we don't want to see your beautiful face.
Love to see.
There we go.
But on that note, no,
apologies.
I'm not very tied in with the Florida State rumors. I don't know if this might just be pure message board material.
Very much so.
If I had to guess, but man, it's Alabama fans can rest a lot easier, I think, knowing that he is out of commission for this year. Will we see him make a return to coaching? I don't know. I almost wonder. I'm going to do some more pure speculating right now and say if he was so eager for a coaching job, why didn't he try to get his way back to Auburn? Because you look at Auburn, right? Their new ceiling was his floor.
Yeah.
Like that program, man, I think they would do just about anything to go back in time and retain him as head coach, right?
Yeah, he had like 1 6-7 season and they fired him. I think it was 6-7. Maybe it was 5-8. But he was doing well, basically 8-win baseline, and one bad year they fired him.
You've got delusional Auburn fans. Alabama fans are delusional in a way. But Auburn fans, like, they have this complex that they're a national championship contender, and they're not. Like they couldn't get over the hump with Malzahn there for the last few years, And they thought, oh, that's not good enough. We got to be in championship contention every single year, and they're just not that team. They're not. And look at it.
Yeah.
Look what I'm looking at here.
12 wins, 8 wins, 7, 8, 10,
Yeah.
8, 9. Oh, 6-win season. We're firing you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You haven't been back since. You haven't won a bowl game this decade.
That is so nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand their philosophy on that. And then again,
He only had like the best record against Nick Saban of any other coach, and it was like, "Well, you're 3-5. We hate you. That's terrible." Well, no other coach was 3-5.
No, Auburn probably wishes they could undo that one. Then again, you could have made any choice besides Harsin probably as the second, as the next head coach. But yeah, that program. See how it goes for them, but they probably wish they could have kept him, and who knows where that program would be right now, right? If you kept Malzahn running things.
Yeah.
All right, so question for you, Theo, because I believe that last year's Florida State loss, a lot of it had to do with the fact that Florida State had a new offensive and defensive coordinator, and that was the first game. There was no tape on either. I mean, obviously lots of tape on a Gus Malzahn offense, but there was no tape with those Florida State players running the offense and in those roles. And so I think it made a pretty difficult preparation in fall camp for the players and for the coaches. I think that makes it, 17 new transfers in. They had 17 starters, new transfer in last year, new coordinators on both sides of the ball. I believe that there was a lot of, we're figuring this out on the fly down in Doak Campbell Stadium, and obviously we know what happened. You didn't figure it out. You lost by 14. Not very good showing. And so let's spin that forward to 2026. You have new coordinators for the first 4 weeks of the year. Now, obviously, you're going to get 1 week of tape of Joe Sloan's offense at Kentucky. You're going to get 2 weeks of tape of Tim Harris's offense at Florida State. You're going to get 3 weeks of tape of Kendall Bridles' offense at South Carolina. So they won't be as brand new, but it still is a first-year coordinator with said program. It starts with Jordan Davis with Eastern Carolina. He's coming from North Texas. So the boys are going to be watching a lot of North Texas's offense and trying to fit pieces together on film. Oh, this player X is actually player Y and player Z is player A, and a lot of mix and mashing. It's going to take some brain power when you're watching film. How much is it an impact on the upcoming season, or is it just something that I'm going to talk about for the next couple of months and it's not really going to matter?
No, I think we're well within our rights to talk about it and view it as a real storyline heading into this game, especially with how things went last year, right? We saw this exact problem plague this team a year ago. And that game looks so weird in retrospect when you look at how the defense turned things around. And you have to attribute so much of it to that new offense, right? Going up, and North Texas with Drew Messmaker did some incredible things on the offensive side of the ball, right? It's an offense that did some beautiful things. Like, that will be another game where you have to look and say, okay, how is Alabama going to prepare for this? Just across the board, I'm worried. It is a real storyline and something that Alabama really has to make sure they nail the preparation for. How do we go up against these teams that have new looks? And then I don't know if Florida State, I don't know how the things have shaken out with the QB, but Ashton Daniels going in and potential revenge game right against Alabama if he wins the starting job. There's a lot of storylines heading into that game.
Brax, what do you make of it? They rushed for 230 yards in that opener. And then the Alabama defense the next 8 weeks was like, oh, these guys are actually good. Clearly there was some effort issues down there. I speculate that the guys might have been sick. A couple of guys might have been sick, ill. But mostly I attribute it to brand new offensive coordinator, lots of new pieces on the Florida State offense, hard to prepare for. How do you think it will impact the season with 4 brand new offensive coordinators 4 weeks in a row to open the year?
Who they open up with?
East Carolina.
So I don't think that will
the talent wise. Yeah, you're right here at home. Friendly confines.
So you're gonna get film on. You're gonna have film on Florida State and Kentucky off the rip, at least 1 or 2 weeks of film. But going into a game blind is very tough. You go into a game and you have no idea what they're coming out in. So you're trying to go back and watch the offensive coordinator where he's been in the past, figure out what schemes he runs. But then he gets to a new school and he may run something completely different because of the different weapons he's got. So that's really tough. You're kind of going in there. You have, like I said earlier, you have your base packages, and then you kind of have to adjust on the fly. Adjust to motion, adjust to any shifts, anything that you haven't seen from them yet. You kind of just have to, again, adjust on the fly. But I mean, I think, open up East Carolina, you're going to get some immediate film on Kentucky, Florida State, South Carolina. I think you'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be anything that is going to surprise anybody.
Yeah, Kentucky's opening up with Youngstown State. Florida State has New Mexico State and SMU. So this SMU game is going to give you a lot of good juice.
Of film on that. Now, see, who does Kentucky open up with?
Youngstown State.
Okay, so see, you're probably not going to get a lot of film off from that, because they're probably just going to run the football and probably do the minimum they can to get out to win. They're going to win by 1,000, but
a little RPO here, RPO there.
They're not going to show you anything that's going to expose them on tape.
So. And South Carolina has good. They got a conference game. They got Kent State, Towson, and Mississippi State before the Alabama game. So they're going to put a lot out there for that Mississippi State game.
Yeah, there will be a lot of film. There'll be enough film to pick up on some tendencies there for sure.
Well, fellas, let's get out of here for the day. We've had a lot of fun talking about the transfer portal, talking about incoming players and outgoing players. We talked a little bit about Gus Malzahn retiring and some of these offensive coordinators that Alabama is going to be facing. Brax, why don't you leave us with what your plans are for Purple Turtle Roofing this week? Where are you? What kinds of roofs are you working on? And just kind of how someone can get in touch with Purple Turtle Roofing and make your life really happy.
So this week I'm going to be in town. I've got a lot of things to take care of around here. A few adjusters meetings, a few inspections to knock out. But yeah, I mean, again, we're on your side. We're not here. Like, obviously this is what we do for a living, but at the same time, we're licensed, bonded, and insured company. So what we do, we're not going to do anything that's going to taint our name. Like, we're here to help you. And again, if one of us knock your door, we're not here to sell you something. We're here to take a look at your roof for you, give you an updated progress on what's going on. If you have any problems that you need to be made aware of, and if you don't, you don't. I'll tell you, hey, you've got 10 years left on this roof. God willing, unless we have any storms, you're good. Don't worry. If you notice anything, give us a call, and then that's it.
So call Purple Turtle Roofing today. You need the information. The information will give you the peace of mind and will give you the ability to make an informed decision. 877-787-6635. They'll come out, give you a free roof inspection. And as you said, let you know if your roof's got 10 years left on it, or let you know, hey, you got a little crack here. We probably want to adjust, take care of this. Every single call doesn't mean a full roof replacement. Right. It just means that you're going to have the information that you need to take to your significant other, to take to your business partner, to take to the people that make decisions for your home, your residential property, your commercial property. Call Purple Turtle Roofing. Protect your investment. Protect the place where you live by making sure that your shell is in good shape. 877-787-6635 for your free roof inspection. Brax, Garrison, and his teammates will come check out your roof and make sure that you have all the information you need to make a great decision. Theo, what you got going on today?
Well, Joe, I've got one thing to leave us with.
No, you're not allowed.
Our world's kind of colliding a little bit. The New York Giants have hired a new offensive coordinator, Matt Nagy, coming to run things in New York.
Have fun.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I don't know.
Does that put a damper on your we're so excited about John Harbaugh?
Yeah, I'm starting to think a lot of teams do, in fact, have it better than us right now.
Who's got it better than us?
I'm not happy with it, man.
Yeah, sorry, man. They ran a huge PR campaign for him in Kansas City. I'm rehabbed from my stint in Chicago. He was really thinking that he was going to get one of these head jobs.
And if he can somehow create a competent offense in New York, and he has all the pieces right, and if he can rise to the occasion, he's a shoo-in for another job. And I'm just really worried that he's going to derail so much of what we have going right now. So we'll see.
Matt Miller has y'all drafting Carnell Tate with that number 5 overall pick.
That gets me excited.
Okay, there we go. We'll talk about Matt Miller's mock draft because there are lots of different places for these Alabama guys. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll set that up. We're going over to the Coleman Coliseum at 12:30. We're going to hear from head coach Nate Oates. And at 2:30, we're going over to the Rhodes House as Patrick Murphy is giving his little press conference as they are opening up their season this weekend. And so we're going to hear from Nate Oates at 12:30 and Patrick Murphy at 2:30. You can find that on the BamaCentral YouTube channel. As always, always, you can find all of our work on the Bama Central YouTube channel. We're going to get out of here for the day. Encourage you to find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. We appreciate Derek Daniel hosting the program and Purple Turtle Roofing sponsoring the program as well. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.